Well, Magnus Carter is on the line with us here today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic today, Toby. How are you?
Yep, I'm doing great as well, and I'm glad that we had a bit of technology problems at the start, but probably less than average when I do these interviews.
Oh, anything with technology, anything can break.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you've got a new book called Making More Money for You, Mutual Fund Investing on a Budget for Beginners. So, is it pretty self explanatory what the content of the book is then?
It is. The basics of all the book is actually in the title.
Yeah.
Uh, on top of that, I go into a little bit of pre-work before you start investing on it.
Yeah, that's interesting. And how does it tell you how to make money? What are some of the ways?
It works in a variety of different ways. First, it clarifies the vocabulary that's actually used in investing,
Yeah.
where many people make the mistakes where it means one thing, where it actually means something completely different. So we start off with the basics of learning the vocabulary, how to apply the terms, and where to actually start your journey from.
And what do you think are some of those things that people get confused about in investing?
Oh, quite a few things is well. One is well, how much money do I have to invest, and do I really need a lot of money to invest? And those questions are often deterrents from people even wanting to try and to invest.
Yeah.
So in the first couple chapters of the book, we're gonna find out how much money you actually do have to invest, and it will give you the options to find out what you want your money to do. Do you
Yeah.
want your money to make more money in the short term? Do you want to do it over a long term? Or do you want a combination of both?
Yeah. And why did you decide the topic of investing? Is that perhaps the best way to make money quickly?
It's not about making the money quickly. It's about making money other than working a job.
Yeah.
Actually using your money as a tool instead of the end result of, okay, I have all this money. What do I do with it?
Yeah.
I take the approach of, well, I have $50. Do I want to buy the video game I want now, or a movie now, or go out to a nice fancy dinner? Or since I have the money, do I want to actually invest that into possibly a vacation 3 years from now in Rome?
Yeah. And the money that you can make from investing, can that be more than, the average salary from a job?
Most definitely can. It has potential to make as much money as you're willing to take the risk on.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing a lot of people will be scared about, I suppose, is the risk. Because how do you know, if you're a complete beginner in investing, which company is going to do you good? I suppose maybe it would be a good idea to invest in something like Amazon, maybe, because they show no signs of slowing down.
That is correct. They are just constantly giants and taking over the world one little bit at a time.
Yeah.
But when you invest with mutual funds, you're actually investing in multiple companies at once.
Ah.
So you can get mutual funds with 3, 4 companies in them.
Hmm.
And as long as the majority of the companies in the fund are doing well,
Yeah.
you're making money.
Ah.
It might not be as much money as you want, but you're making a profit that will buy either more shares, or you can take that money out to buy options, or to actually put the money in a different mutual fund that could actually buy 3 or 4 more companies in a different arena, if you will.
Yeah.
Whether it's technology, or whether it's cars or vehicles, or your day-to-day items as well.
Yeah, that's interesting then. So I guess there will be some companies that you invest in that don't do too well, but that doesn't actually matter because the majority are doing well.
Exactly. That's the thing, especially with this day and age and the changes that happen so rapidly, that you can afford to lose a little bit in one company, but gain a tremendous amount in the other 2 or 3, or up to 5 companies or 6 companies. Whatever you decide to invest in is going to actually be a profit,
Yeah.
or more money, in other words.
Yeah. So why did you decide to go into publishing and make a book about this?
Thank you for asking that question. That question, it took a long time to figure out what I wanted to do. I do have a 9 to 5 job. I
Yeah.
do have other aspirations in life, but to take a chance and invest in myself, and to actually help other people as well, especially in this area of finances where nobody's really taught anything about. And if they are taught and they do get a book, or they watch a YouTube video, or they see a seminar or attend a seminar, all the information goes over your head. I got into the investing platform, if you will, and subject matter to break everything down, to bring the information to the people that want to invest, or like we were talking about before, afraid of investing, but make it so that it alleviates the fears of I can never do this. Well, I can never make make another car payment or afford the trip to wherever I wanted to go in my dreams.
Yeah.
As you can see, I provided you with a picture that we'll see later. Is everybody on that picture is us either now or some form of it throughout our life, but we never knew how to get there.
Yeah.
This book actually starts the path to you getting to those dreams.
Yeah, and everybody has dreams, I suppose. This bubble of having a massive house, a fancy car, and, having a swimming pool or whatever in their house. Are those dreams achievable by reading this book?
Yes.
Ooh.
It's not just about reading the book, it's about making the decisions that you're accountable for.
Yeah.
The reader, I intended this book for the reader to be accountable for their actions, be accountable for how much money they're spending, how much they're actually worth right now, and where they want to go in life. So those tools are actually the first 3 or 4 chapters of the book of how to make a budget. How much am I actually spending? How much am I making? Do I need to get another job? Do I need to sell some things? Do I need the questions go on and on. But once the questions go on and on, people aren't going to do anything, and they're just going to go back to work the next day and live the same life.
Yeah. And the other thing, I suppose, is that people might give up if they're investing and not really seeing any results in the first week or so, because these things take time, don't they?
They can take time. Everybody is on the other arena of seeing everybody making so much money with cryptocurrency right now.
Oh, yeah.
Super hot topic. They forget about the stock exchange. They forget about bonds or their checking account and other very slow money making things. But when you start investing with mutual funds, the money starts building. You're making interest. You're making dividends if you decide to, which is all discussed in the book with the terminology, because the jargon's actually removed, and you will learn what these items are. So people do want the get rich right now mentality. This is actually going to take a little bit of time, but as discussed in a later chapter in this book, when you set your strategy or your goals up, you also set up the strategy and goal set to check your investments. There is the downloadable content for this book includes the budgeting, your net worth calculator, how much you're actually worth, what you're actually spending opposed to what you should be spending, and an investment tracker where you set time in your schedule to go and physically go into your investments and write everything down and see for yourself the progress that you're actually making.
Yeah, definitely. And do you know of anyone in particular that this book has helped?
I have sent this out to many different types of people. I have sent this out to reviewers that review book for content and whatnot and the structure, great reviews on it. I have also sent it to high school students that are actually starting to graduate, that don't know what they want to do with their life. They are finding now in high school, they did not prepare them for life in handling money, nor did the college students that I have given this book for. I've given the book to the college students as well. And also people starting families, or actually that just got their first job and now they're making this money. What do they do with it? So this book is very, very broad in the dynamics that it helps on each level. It's just the book actually gives the information the person needs where they're at in their life to make a brighter future for their tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, have you got any more books coming up after this one that maybe can help people even more?
Actually, I do. My
Ooh.
next book is actually going to dive into cryptocurrency.
Ooh.
So this book is actually a little bit more tech savvy. It goes into why there are over 10,000 different types of cryptocurrencies out there in the world.
Wow.
The technology used in cryptocurrency, how it is actually being taxed, how you actually can use it for day to day, and actually where it's going to take us.
Yeah, cryptocurrency is such an interesting thing, and it just makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. It makes it, with all this technology out here, people actually created its own currency
Yeah.
to bypass traditional means of making money.
Yeah.
And it's unfathomable. Just like when the internet came out, nobody knew that the internet was going to take off like this, and we're all going to be connected.
Yeah, for sure. Well, where are we able to check out the book if we'd like to get rich?
We can check out this book on Amazon. If you search for "Making More Money for You" by Magnus Carter, it will pop up. It is also on my website of legendaryproductsandservices.com.
Great.
There's a link on for the book and also for a Facebook group to join if you have questions and need help.
Smashing. Well, thanks very much for coming on the show today. It's been very interesting to talk to you.
Well, thank you, Toby, for having me. It's been wonderful getting to know you, and hopefully made you a little bit more curious about the book to actually read it and follow it yourself.